My hair has grown a lot with twists. I'll keep them in for 2 weeks, then wear a twist out for another 2 weeks. No combing, just washing and conditioning. That's been helping me keep length. My hair used to stay dry even after conditioning, but recently I started mixing Vaseline with conditioner before washing it out, and it helps. I grew up with very short hair. My mom started permanent when I was 5, and I got bullied a lot, even by her. She called me Baldy when she was mad, while still perming and braiding my hair so tight my edges came out. Now I've gotten a full head of hair and my edges since I took control of my own hair care. A few years ago, I made the mistake of letting her do my hair again, and it was so tight I almost cried. And when I told her, her response was beauty is pain. It brought back childhood trauma. I knew never to let her touch my hair again. Ironically, she now has severe traction alopecia from years of tight braids. I love you guys so much, and I know sometimes you guys may get confused behind the intensity of my voice, thinking that it comes from anger, but that's not where it comes from. I need you to understand that my clients are not the first girl, but the mother. Okay? The majority of my clients are the mother, and the majority of you have practices and have scalp inflammation and so many types of follicle disorders that were triggered in your childhood. But see, the reason that black women can't get ahead is because black women have no accountability. And these are the things that we have to think about. We have to start making these connections. Hi, I stopped using grease and oil in my hair since 3 days. My scalp feels great. I'm brushing twice a day and detangling the ends with just a small bit of oil if it tangles. Only problem is I noticed a small patch at the side of my edges that was not there before. Does this happen when transitioning from a lot of grease, etc., to clean scalp that's healing? And as far as I know, my scalp is not too injured for the most part. Thanks. When your scalp starts to heal, the hair begins to regrow, of course. And it's actually pretty common to notice shedding, or what some could perceive as balding at first. Number one, old versus new hair. Your scalp holds onto a mix of weak, miniaturized hairs from before the healing, and new strong hairs starting to push through may make those hairs come out. So as circulation improves and follicles re-enter the growth cycle, the weak hairs are going to shed to make room for the healthier ones. And the hair growth cycle is changing. Hair grows in phases. Anagen, your growth phase; canogen, the transitional phase; and telogen, the resting slash shedding phase. So when the follicles get reactivated, if they've been dormant because you've been greasing the scalp, then what happens is many of those hair shafts that were in the telogen phase of the hair growth cycle, they go to anagen, or the transitional phase. So for that reason, shedding can temporarily spike before the new growth takes over. So another thing could be increased blood flow and detox, because healing treatments like scalp massages and micro needling or other medications, this is going to improve your blood flow and your nutrient delivery to your scalp, right? And the blood supply based on your diet, right? So these are the different things that are going to stimulate dormant follicles, but also loosen old hairs that were barely hanging on by a thread. Girl, most likely if they fell out, they was hanging on by a thread. And lastly is going to be shedding, right? Shedding is really a sign of progress. I was about to say product, right? Because shedding during the healing phase is usually a good sign, usually, because it means that your scalp is resetting and preparing for strong regrowth. So the key is not if whether or not you're balding, right? The key is whether or not you see new hairs, right? So in the spots that you notice hairs falling out, look really close and see if you see little tiny short fine hairs. Those are the new hairs. And following the shed hairs, right? That's the confirmation that the cycle is restarting itself. So if shedding feels excessive, or if it lasts more than 3 to 4 months without any new growth whatsoever, that's when it might be worth checking out to see, your dermatologist or a trichologist to see, what's going on. And that way you can rule out any nutrient deficiencies, any hormonal imbalances, or any autoimmune factors. These are the things that I want you to look into, right? But the water is so muddy, right? Because every time you get on social media, there's a new hack, there's a new fad. And on top of that, the way that YouTube has the algorithm set up, most likely after my video goes off, the next video that's going to pop up is a video whose opinion is opposite of mine. And that's fine, right? That's why I give you the science, so you're able to piece these things together yourself. The people that you're watching on the screen are from inside of the 7-day hair growth challenge. Okay, she put the dates up here on the screen, and I did have a couple of these in previous videos, but you guys said that it was blurry and you couldn't see it, so I decided to give some of the reviews and testimonials like their own video. But I really want us to get to a place where we can have these conversations about hair, because it becomes extremely confusing for everybody, because we're following the same patterns and the same routines as our mothers and our grandmothers. And at the same time, this is the point where all of the sensitive patties, y'all should leave, because there are a lot of different types of people on this earth, right? You have some people that talk really sweet and they make you feel really good, but then you have some people that hold up a mirror to your face and show you a harsh reality really, really fast. I'm one of those people. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't know how to sugarcoat things, and I don't want to. So I need you to understand that the reason that I'm always making videos telling you what not to do is because what you should do is actually very simplistic, and most of you already know what to do. Think about it. Before you start doing your own hair, before you got into Team Natural, if you didn't have the type of mother that the first girl did, your mother was doing the same thing to your hair that I'm telling you to do. But then you got to a certain age and saw YouTube, and you liked the way that their hair looked and you liked the way that their curls looked, so you decided that you were going to follow them and do whatever they did. And now we are here. So in 2025, I want us to get to a point where not only can we have conversations, but we can also be accountable with ourselves, because that's the only way anybody makes changes, right? My father used to always tell me that looking in the mirror is the hardest thing for anybody to do, because when you look in the mirror, there's nobody there but you. There's nobody there to see your reflection except for you, and you can't blame anybody else. You can't make anybody else feel bad. All you can do is look directly in the mirror. That's it. So my question to you is, are you going to look in the mirror? Because the truth of the matter is, most people get angry with people like me when I say things like I'm saying it, and I'm not saying it in a bashful tone or anything like that. Most people are going to get offended because you want somebody to say it sweetly. You want somebody to say it delicately. Well, guess what? If the shoe doesn't fit, I don't want you to put it on. I'm talking to two types of women right now. And if you don't fit into this category, girl, go get some popcorn and just listen. I'm not talking to you. Don't get offended. First, I want to talk to the mothers. There are legions of Black women who treated their daughters exactly like this girl was treated. This woman, was treated. That called their daughters baldy, beauty knows no pain, that gave their daughters relaxers at 4, 5, 6 years old. All of these things happened. But the women that did it are not being accountable. And because those women are not being accountable, their daughters are just jumping in on YouTube and just doing whatever they think works. I love you with a deep passion, girl, but I am begging you, please stop mixing Vaseline in your conditioner. It is not working. All you're doing is putting a barrier over your hair shaft. That's all you're doing. You're not helping the conditioner sit in. Actually, the conditioner, if you mix Vaseline with the conditioner, the formulation of the conditioner has never actually really touched your hair. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. The actual conditioner has never touched your hair. Your hair is covered in Vaseline. I love y'all so much with a deep passion. I wouldn't make these videos for all of these years if I didn't. Okay? I know y'all love y'all's two-strand twist and all of the things, but I need y'all to really look at the nuance of what y'all doing. Everybody who does two-strand twist, they swear by them. Y'all say the same thing. Two-strand twist grew my hair out. Okay, so my question to you is, what about a twist or a braid induces hair growth within the hair follicle? I'm not going to be rude, right? I need us to think about these things. Even when you say, what do you use for scalp burning and things of that nature? Most of you that have burning scalps and itchy scalps, you all are mixing oils and butters and greases and all of the things. You're doing everything but the simple thing. The thing isn't how do I stop the burning? No, you have to stop the thing that's triggering the burning in the first place. So if we go back to, you doing the two-strand twist and stuff like that, two-strand twists do not grow your hair. They do one thing and one thing only, which is the same thing that weaves do, which is the same things that braids do, which is it protects your hair from you. They don't protect your hair from the environment. It doesn't protect your hair from matting. It doesn't protect your hair from any of those things. It only protects your hair from you. So two-strand twist is not growing y'all hair out. Your hair is growing, or you're noticing the growth because you're able to retain the length because you're not in it, because it's just in twist. Does that mean that your hair is healthy? No, it doesn't. Because when you take those twists out, let's say you do it for a year, let's say you do it for 2 years, I can guarantee you, get two flat irons, you're gonna have heat damage. Why? Because you have a hair shaft disorder. I understand. Yes. Twists will show you your retention. Twists they're not growing your hair, guys. It's not. Is helping you avoid mechanical damage, because the majority of the reason that Black women cannot retain length is because of mechanical damage. It's because of the way you comb. It's because of the way that you brush. And again, love, I love you, but you have to change your entire routine. You said you do two-strand twist, but you never comb or brush your hair. You only shampoo and use deep conditioner or use conditioner, but you mix your conditioner with Vaseline. You have to stop that. And all I can say is I have over 1,000 videos here on my channel. Look through my channel and see what you can collect from it. This woman right here has paid me no money, but she sat on my channel and she went through all of my videos and she picked out the things that she needed, and she was able to get a good result. But I can promise you, you mixing Vaseline with your conditioner, you not brushing your hair or combing your hair, is only going to lead to massive inflammation and balding. Your mother has excessive traction alopecia from her braids, but you're going to have a whole different type of balding from not combing your hair, from mixing Vaseline with your conditioner. You can't do things like that. These are the things that I want y'all to think about. I need you to learn about the human body. I need you to learn about hair products and what they're for, what they're actually used for. Now, I hope that this doesn't offend anyone, but again, some of you may be new to my channel, but I've been doing this for a really, really long time. And my channel is about preventative measures. My channel is about giving you the information so you can avoid the things that I treat for a living. right? So here on my channel, I teach you how to avoid the thing that people have to pay me thousands upon thousands of dollars to treat. And for that reason, I don't just freely give the cure here on YouTube. That's not what I do. I don't. I love you guys so much, but just like you went to school so you can have a certain edge to where the only way that people would be able to get certain results is if they went through you and your business, through your degrees and your certifications. I love you, but I did the same thing. And again, this isn't for sensitive Nancy's. I want us to do another thing of accountability. Like, as a people, we do not support each other. We simply do not. Me and my children were having a conversation, and we were talking about prices and what I'm able, or what Black women pay for certain things and what other people pay for certain things. And the conversation, to have the conversation with my child, was so embarrassing. Not for me, but just like for our people in general. And these are the things that I really want you to think about. I want you to start valuing people that give you information for free, right? And you don't have to argue with the person. You can just take notes, right? And then sit down and begin to do the research and the studying for yourself. I have hundreds upon hundreds of different reviews and different pictures, but I'm never throwing them in your face like that, because I'm not here on YouTube like, ooh, look what I can do, book me, book me. No, 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 no. The majority of my videos are don't do that, because I'm trying to prevent you from spending thousands upon thousands of dollars with someone like me. But in that energy, when you get a bunch of pushback and things of that nature, like, over the years, I've learned how to just brush it off, right? Put the information out there and then get back in my own space, so that way I'm not too, affected by it, or whatever the case may be. But I need y'all to understand that YouTube and the professional world are two completely different places, right? The people on YouTube were telling you how to and doing tutorial after tutorial after tutorial, my love, because they didn't value that information. They knew they were making it up. So it was nothing for them to make different tutorials saying, oh, do this exactly, and take this brush and put it here, and then do this, and then do that. But you'll never see a dermatologist online telling you the same thing that they're going to tell you in your appointment. You're never going to see that. You just won't. You'll never see a OBGYN giving women random checkups live on social media. No, you'll never see that. These are different appointments that you have to book. These are courses you have to pay for. This is information that you have to pay for. But my love, here on my channel, I teach you the preventative measures so you never have to go pay anybody, including me. Right? And here on the screen, I'm showing you the people who paid for the information, right? And got the results that they needed. But I also need you to understand that most of the information that you need is being given to you freely. But instead of you taking it, and instead of you taking advantage of it, most of you argue, and not just with me. Stick around to the end of this video. You'll see another mother and daughter, and the mother's been telling her daughter. So many of you won't admit it, but a lot of your mothers and grandmothers were telling y'all not to do wash and goes. A lot of your mothers and grandmothers were telling y'all not to sleep in conditioner. A lot of your mothers and grandmothers were telling you to either do a blow dry and a flat iron, or do some type of roller set, or a perm rod set, or a flexi rod set. I know it for a fact, but you didn't listen, because you thought that these girls who just popped up making up stuff knew more than your mom, knew more than your grandma, knew more than your aunties, and you decided to follow them. And this is where everybody is right now at this point. And instead of people getting offended by people like me who tell you the truth, you need to look in the mirror, because at the end of the day, I'm not the enemy. I'm just the person that's shining a light on what you've been doing. But I'm not making you do these things. I'm not giving you the scalp information, and I'm actually giving you the easy way. And I've shown you time and time and time and time again how it looks when you listen, right? But you don't have to. I can admit that at the very, very beginning, when I first started putting the information out there, maybe I was a little aggressive, I guess, but that's only because at the very beginning, my intentions was like, oh, I'm going to give them this information and then they're going to research it themselves. And when they look it up real quick, a quick Google search, they'll be like, oh my God, girl, thank you for looking out. Because I would have been bald head, but instead, the exact opposite happened. Hate pages, hate blogs, and all of the things, and it's fine, right? It's fine, but I need you guys to understand that all of your actions have consequences, right? But the thing is, I'm not saying, oh, I'm never gonna help you or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. I give as much information as I can without hurting my business. I give as much information as I can without disrespecting my clients and my customers who've paid for the information, right? But as you've seen on the screen, there are women who didn't pay for anything, who just watched my videos, took notes, lost their offense, left their offense at home, and they were able to make changes step by step. But if you are a person who's easily offended, you won't be able to receive from me, and you probably won't be able to receive this either. I'm not gonna change myself or the way that I talk to make myself more a better taste for people who need my help. That doesn't make sense. Why would I change who I am to help someone else? I don't need the help. So if you can't look past that feeling of offense, then you won't be able to learn from me, and that's just that on that. And that's your issue. I'm just being honest. Like, that's your issue. That really doesn't have anything to do with me. But freely I give you information. Freely I tell you the things to avoid. Freely I show you, hey, don't walk down that street, walk down that one over there and look for this, right? That's what that almost 2-3 hour live was with the other scientists that I had on. That's what it was. We're sitting there telling you the science so you'll know what to avoid, right? But the exactly how to, the exactly what do I do? No. And I remember when I made the video about texture release. Texture release came around when all of the naturals were like, you know what? I don't want to be team natural no more. I'm going to do a relaxer. And because they demonized relaxers and told you relaxers were the devil, they did this new, texture release is new and it's way better than relaxers. But how much have you guys heard about texture release lately? Not too much, huh? And when I made this video, I had so many Black women in the comments talking about how I was being a hater and I was being mean and all of the things. But what about now? It's the same thing with rice water and all of these other things. I tell you guys the things that you should avoid. So when you come on my channel, like I said, I've been getting that comment a lot. Oh, well, I thought this channel was for tutorials. I've never told y'all that I was giving you a tutorial. I've never started a video saying, hey, send out here. This is a tutorial on how to. No, I don't do that. I don't. I love you so much. And you, the person listening to me right now, I don't know what you do for a living, but I would never come in your face meeting you for the first time and ask you to do what you do for a living for free. I would never do that. I would ask you for your business card and ask you for the proper way to make an appointment with you, and I would show you massive respect by paying for the services that you've spent thousands upon thousands of dollars to get the education to learn to be able to package and give to me, right? And again, I am more than aware that everybody can't afford those things. So this is why I create the types of videos that I make. That's why I'll do a 30-minute video just talking to you guys. Just because I want you to think. I want you guys to start thinking more critically about it. Because at the end of the day, it's one thing if you're like, okay, she's lying. She doesn't know what she's talking about and I'm not getting anybody results. nobody listens to me. When people listen to me, their hair is exactly the same. That never happens. That never happens. But the key is Black women, older Black women, y'all need to start being more accountable. And I know the majority won't. But how many of you gave your daughters this type of complex? How many of you called your daughters out of their names like it was a nickname? The majority of Black women's first bully was their mother. So the different things that they're trying, all of the different hacks and things that they're doing because nobody taught them the proper way to care for their hair. Because their mother didn't do their job properly. For whatever reason that was. Maybe her mother didn't do it properly. Whatever that reason was. I'm not talking about reasons. I'm not talking about guilt. We're talking about what happened. This is so many women's story. As I start over, I realize I spent so much unnecessary money. It pisses me off. Now I'm seeing so many girls talking about sets. They relaxing their hair, silk presses and sew-ins after selling and promoting a 60-step product line. That happened for over 20 years. And the whole time, my entire YouTube career, I've been screaming from the mountaintop, hey, you guys, stop doing this. Soon, they'll be done. Soon, it'll be over, and y'all all gonna be high and dry. I said it, and all of the videos are still up. So I challenge you to go all the way back and start looking at some of my first lives. I told y'all all of these things would happen. So now that we're here, we have to have some accountability. Whether your mother was your first bully and gave you that complex, okay, that's what it is. Whether your mother takes accountability for that or not, you are now an adult. And it is now time for you to start making different changes. Like she said, the fact that Black women are the most balding group should make people shut up and listen, because it's obvious we're doing it to ourselves. These are the things that I need you to think about. In my last video, I gave y'all a challenge. The next time y'all go outside, when y'all look at women from other races, it don't have to be a white woman. Any woman that's not Black, how does she have her hair? I guarantee you her hair is either in a light ponytail, a clip, or it's down. They don't have twisties and knots and all of the things. They do not. They're not doing all of those things. Do they do them sometimes? Yes, but they're for special events and special occasions. They're not wearing updos just on a Monday or a Tuesday. And the ones that do also have traction alopecia. I did ballet my whole life, right? And every girl that I danced with has traction alopecia. Why? Because when you dance, you have to wear your hair in a ponytail, like a really tight ponytail. And they wear their hair, especially like professional dancers, most of them have traction alopecia. Black women aren't the only women who get traction alopecia. We're the only ones that won't stop the things that cause traction alopecia. We're the only ones in denial of the science. That's it. And we have to get to a place where we're able to have accountability, where we're able to think, and we have to get to a place where we're not demonizing and getting angry with the people that tell us the truth. If I'm lying to you, yes, get mad at me. If I'm lying to you, if I'm saying something that's not true, if I'm pointing out something that's not happening, then okay. But if I'm just pointing out something that you're actually doing, you're a hypocrite if you're getting mad at me. Like, that's really messed up. If you're going to get mad at me because I'm just saying, hey sis, this is what you're doing. Look, if you don't stop, you're going to be here. So I want us, and I hope y'all reading this right here, because, ooh, this is gold. I really hope everybody can get to a place where they're open to receive. I hope that everybody can get to a place where they don't look at truth as offense. Offense and truth should not be in the same category. And the thing is, everybody wants somebody real. Everybody wants somebody honest, right? Everybody wants somebody that's going to tell them the truth. But what people don't really understand is the truth kind of hurts sometimes. And the truth may not always make you feel good. So do you really want the truth, or do you want lies that smell really good? Because what you've been getting with Team Natural and everything else is are lies that smell and sound really good. That's why it was so easy for you to believe it, because they had a woman who looked like you, who had a hair texture or a hair length that you desired, and had her sell you all of these lies that these products would get you those results, and then you went chasing it just to find out that it was an empty promise. But if you know the science of the human body, when fiction is presented to you as a fact, it's really, really easy for you to negate, right? Like if I was lying about the fact that you don't need to grease your scalp because your body produces its own oil, you would be able to clock that and see if I was lying or not. All you have to do is just type in anywhere, like, does your scalp produce its own oil, and if so, how? And then they're going to whatever you type it into is going to say yes. Sebum from the sebaceous gland. It's going to break it down, probably word for word verbatim, the way that I did. These are the things that we have to think about, because at the end of the day, everybody is in the same form of weathering at the same time. Everybody who started Team Natural at the same time have the same balding at the same time. All of the creators who started making the content, they all leaving at the same time. These are the things that y'all need to pay attention to, okay? Our mothers, our grandmothers most likely are not going to take accountability. They're not, okay? So if they didn't even know how to treat you and how to talk to you properly, why do you think that everything that they taught you about hair is right? I love y'all so much. Vaseline is not a hair product. It's not. Petroleum should not be in your hair. We only use petroleum to prevent products from seeping into your pores. So why would you use the same product that we use to keep chemicals from seeping into your pores to moisturize or treat your hair? Stop doing that, sis. Because the first time you use a clarifying shampoo, you know what you're going to say? You're going to be like, oh my God, this dried my hair out. No, it didn't. It didn't dry your hair out. That's what hair actually feels like. You said it yourself. Your mother's been doing crazy stuff to your head this entire time. You have no idea what your hair actually feels like. Your hair is not supposed to feel slippery like a floor greased in Vaseline. It's not. You go into a weave shop and look at the bundles. The bundles are completely free from oil. And you'll go spend $300-$400 on hair that has no oil, no butter, no grease. The women who grew that hair out did not grease or oil or butter their scalps growing. So why would you do it? It makes no sense. All right. I love you guys so much. I really, really hope that this conversation is one that causes you to start having certain conversations, right? Because like she said, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, and then they try to fight you, and then you win. And I'm not really trying to win. This isn't a battle that I'm trying to win. I just want you to think. Okay? I love you so much. Bye. Let's talk in the comments.
Now we keep it simple, baby. Stop playing with her.